we go. I'm Blockchain Crusader, Crusading through these blockchains every single day, guys, and we are back for another live stream today, November 11th on a Tuesday. The market is up in the green on the week. Altcoins are pumping. Fetch is up 71%. Soon is up over 213%. We'll see if that crashes really soon. Dun, dun, dun. Right, we got Filecoin up 69%, AERO up 44%, NEAR up 45%, UNISWAP up 74%. We're definitely going to be talking about UNISWAP here and a lot of other altcoins as well. Just overall massively in the green on the week, but on the day, what is going on? Altcoins are starting to slip, starting to pull back, and people are starting to wonder what is going on. I thought we were going into an altcoin season, and let me tell you guys, there's a mixed bag of feelings here of whether altcoin season is coming or not, because right now Bitcoin has been pulling back. So let's jump right into Bitcoin, right? As we can see here, last night, Bitcoin before the, well, actually, was it right after the Asia session started? Yeah, right after the Asia session started, Bitcoin just blasted off out of nowhere all the way up to this 107 daily target that we've been talking about and quickly dumped right back down. It was like, huh, that's weird. Right? You look at the 15-minute, it doesn't look that bad. But when you look on the 1 hour, when I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute. That was a massive sweep of the previous day high here of this key level at 106.6. The next hour, I was like, oh man, maybe I was wrong. We're going to keep pumping up. But guess what? We ended up sweeping it again. The following hour, swept it again. 3 hourly candles, all sweeping the critical level of 106.6. leading to a potential pullback. That's when I said, okay, I'm done here. I closed my Bitcoin long from down at $100,000. Yes, guys, you heard that right. I closed my Bitcoin long. I said, this is probably going to have a pullback. And yep, just like that, we had a major pullback here, dropping us down to the critical level of 104.8 during the London trading session. By the time the New York session started, we were already below this critical support zone of 104.8. We had a little bit of choppy here, a little bit of chop zone for the last like 2 hours, 3 hours here. And then finally, Bitcoin just gave it all up and went dump city straight down to our gold pocket here, hitting our gold pocket of 103.165. Right now, we're having a little bit of a slight bounce off this area. We might even bring it all the way back. If we were to bounce higher, we could bounce all the way back up to the 104.1, which is the previous day low, before potentially, if we get rejected there, just continuation to the downside. Right now, we are stuck between these two anchored VWAPs, and we can't seem to get above 103.5. So overall, we are in a downtrend now, guys. We are expecting, we have lost the critical support. We have entered our previous week range, right? We have entered our previous week range. We're currently being held up and supported by a gold pocket. The targets to the downside for Bitcoin is going to be 101.9 to 101.6. All right, we lose that area. Next big target is 100.9. And obviously, you guys already know the big support has been here at 100.2. We lose that, and 98, 97 is back on the table. But no reason to get ahead of ourselves. So this is the reason for altcoins being a little bit in the red today and having a little bit of a slight pullback. But Uniswap is still up 28%. What's going on, everybody? Good to see all of you guys in here, smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Great to see all of you guys. Make sure you guys are dropping it like it's hot. Drop your altcoins into the chat if you want an altcoin to be covered specifically. Appreciate every single one of you guys in here. Make sure you guys are tapping those likes. If you're on TikTok, tap those likes, fill up those like meters. Let's get it going. So what's going on with Uniswap, guys? Uniswap came out with some proposal about burning and liquidity and something. I haven't even looked into it, but out of nowhere, it just skyrocketed, right? Just hit our target up here of $10.19. But then on the 4 hour, as you guys can see, we started to make these massive wicks to the upside, causing selling pressure, causing us to drop back down below this critical support of 9.22. We have now lost that, and we are trying to stay above 860. If we do not stay above 860, next big target to the downside would be 764, potentially all the way back to the previous week high of 678. This is going to be highly dependent on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin continues to have a steeper and steeper pullback, you're going to see altcoins slowly pull back as well. Now, if Uniswap can get back above the 922, our next big target to the upside is $11, and above that is going to be $12.57 for Uniswap. Taking a look here at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still just chopping it up here on the hour, not doing anything at all. Let's jump back here into the chat. Make sure everybody is dropping their altcoins into the chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good to see every single one of you guys in here. Let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Good morning. Glad to be on. What's going on, Unrivaled? Good to see you, brother. Miss you in the Crypto Citadel, guys. If you're not in the Crypto Citadel already, you guys are missing out. My private trading community, which is 75% off now for Black Friday, only this month, limited time, limited spots. Make sure you guys are taking a spot if you guys are interested. It's the perfect time to try it out. What do you think about ICP? Unrivaled, now's your chance, man. Now's your chance. Let's see here. What do you think about ICP? Let's go take a look at ICP real quick. ICP also hit major targets, also had a nice rally here just recently. So nice little refresher course here on what is happening with ICP. So you guys know ICP has been in this massive yearly range all of 2025 between $4 to about $6. We obviously during October had that major liquidation. We dropped all the way down to 160. And then out of nowhere now with AI and actually with the privacy coins blasting off, AI started to blast off behind it. And AI seems to be the next rotation of narrative here, right? Besides the privacy coins, AI coins are starting to move. And ICP is an AI coin for the people that don't know it. So ICP blasted off, rotated its yearly range, broke out of it, and came up to come towards these big targets here of $10. We came up as high as 984 here before pulling back down. We are currently sitting above the previous quarter high of $6.25. If we lose this area, we could be coming back down to the previous month high of $4.70. But assuming we can hold support here, assuming that the altcoins do get a rotation here coming towards the end of the year, Bitcoin dominance begins to slip a little bit, Bitcoin's price recovers, right, continues to recover back above 104, running towards that 109 area, and we see more altcoins continuing to move. The next big move for ICP is once we get above $10 to $10.50 is going to be the $15 mark. Now, why do I say $15? Because look at this, guys. Look at this. Last year in don't hide anything. And second of all, I literally just showed you. I just closed my Bitcoin long last night for over $1,000 profit. But okay, man. Instead of wanting to learn, instead of just taking the best information possible, it's okay. It's cool if you can't afford the Crypto Citadel. It's not for everybody. I don't want everybody in there, right? I'm not one of those people that has a free trading group that is just farming its members for trading volume. I'm here to teach people what I've been taught and get people to start learning how to use proper risk management and actually become a potential profitable trader into the future if they're actually disciplined enough to follow the rules and follow along. And yes, people lose trades. Everyone lose trades. Nobody has a 100% win rate. But to say that I'm not making any money trading, you're just clearly a massive hater. You're not in the crypto citadel, because if you were, you know the value that's being brought in there every single day. If not, everybody that's in there wouldn't be in there right now. Trust me. I'm literally live trading with them every single day. Into the chat, let's make sure I'm not missing anybody. Good to see everybody over here. Smash those likes. Let's see. Over here on Tickety Talkety, what do you got? What about Dash? Okay, Mario, let's go take a look at Dash. Dash has definitely had a more significant pullback than the grand majority of alts. I mean, the grand majority of other privacy coins that have pulled back here. Come on. Give me a second. There we go. All right. So Dash came up. It pretty much hit a grand majority of its targets, right? Came up to the 0.5 fib of 138, came as high as 149, almost into the gold pocket of 158 before pulling back. We did front run a quarterly average up at 164 and 197 are still targets to the upside. But right now we have lost this historical range, right? We have fallen below 112. Dash needs to reclaim that 112 area, 115 area to start showing some strength to continue pushing up higher. Right now we are coming back into the yearly developing range around $55. That is the value area high. We don't want to be dropping below that. We do have a target down here at $45. That if we start falling below, obviously, the $55 range, then yeah, $45 definitely on deck. I mean, it's literally right there. But don't want to see that. We want to see a bounce off this 55 if we even have to come down that low. We've already had a pretty significant pullback overall. But to see some strength, we need to reclaim 114 area. We start reclaiming that range, and the targets in there are between 158 to 197 minimum before pushing up higher for Dash. Let's circle back over here to the altcoins. Aerodrome is also up 11.6% today. Let's go take a look at Aerodrome. Good old Aerodrome. All right, so Aerodrome here, pretty simple, straightforward. Actually, on the weekly. Pretty straightforward stuff. We're still within the previous quarter range. We have not hit our previous quarter NPOC just yet of $1.32. We got pretty close last night at $1.29. So our big target here, meanwhile, we stay above 91 cents. Our main target to the upside is 132 right now. Once we can get above 132, we do have major resistance here between 136 to about 156. Above that area, we do have a gold pocket and a monthly untapped average around the 164 to 168. If we can smash through that 164, 168 gold pocket, our next move is running for the all-time highs of 237 for Aerodrome. We have very little volume up here, if any, right? Very little volume, very short period of times we've existed above 168 for Aerodrome. Aerodrome is still holding its overall uptrend here since 2025 throughout its entire yearly trend. So overall, still pretty bullish here for Aerodrome to the upside. Did you already talk about the CME gap at 97 and 90K? I don't really follow the CME gaps that well, but I know what you're referencing at. You're referencing this right here. Let's see, are they even filled yet? I'm not sure. So So yeah, we do have a CME gap down here, right? Around 93 to 91,000 that I'm aware of. I'm not aware of any other CME gap down here that has not been filled. All other gaps have been filled. We did have a gap here as well between 104 to 105, which has now been filled. So Bitcoin's price has filled the current CME gap, and the only other CME gap is down around 92, 93,000. Now, I'm not too concerned about those CME gaps. I know a lot of people for a long time like heavily harp on those CME gaps, and they're okay. They fill most of the time, right? But it's just not one of those things that is like, there's a lot of other things you can look at in the market with Bitcoin overall, right? Like all the massive 1 hour candle swing failures that we got here around the 106 multiple times last night, indicating that there was a reversal coming. Then we lost this critical support here of 104. We lose that, coming right back down as we fall back into the previous week range, which we have. We're currently just being supported by a local gold pocket here of 103.6, 103.1 actually. And if this gold pocket does not hold us, we're probably, now that we're inside this range, we're most likely going to be dropping down to 101.9, at least to 102.1, which is the previous month low. So that is the next targets that I'm looking for. We could push up first, back up to 104.1. If we get rejected off that 104.1, do expect to push back down lower. Big fan of the channel. Appreciate that, B-Fire. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate all those likes. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Let's keep it going here. Let's go take a look at VeChain. Good old VeChain. VeChain here starting to reclaim its, the lower band of its uptrend here. We do have an NPLC up at 2.5 cents. We are pretty much at the lows here for VeChain. We've made some big lows when that liquidation event happened on October 10th, dropping us below a penny. We've slowly been grinding back up. I mean, it's either VeChain goes to zero or it runs back towards its yearly VWAP. Yearly VWAP is back up around 2.028, almost 3 cents practically. We also have a November point of control up at 3 cents. So if we can start, obviously there's a long road ahead of us, but if VeChain can get above, right, this 2.5 cent target, start breaking out of this downtrend and get above the yearly VWAP of 0.028, then we do have a chance to run for some higher targets here. After we get above 3.5, we're looking at 4 to 6 cents targets to the upside for VeChain. Let's go see what other altcoins are looking a little spicy today. Let's go take a look at Fetch AI. Fetch AI falling back into its downtrend here. Overall, not looking too great, but it's making a little comeback here with its previous AI coins starting to rotate here. Let's get the previous quarter range all the way to the end of September. Boom. Yep, we have an NPLC sitting up here. Let me get rid of these targets here. We've already hit this. Get rid of this range back here. So we do have, turn this magnet off. We do have a quarterly NPLC all the way up here. See if we have any averages on the quarterly. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Another quarterly average up here. Perfect. All right. So VeChain overall right now, big targets to the upside. Sorry, Fetch AI, not VeChain. Fetch AI has been in this pretty much significant downtrend since May, just dropping lower and lower. We have reclaimed the quarterly VWAP. We are above that, which is at 32 cents. We are still below the heart line of this downtrend, which is at 42 cents, give or take. If we can start breaking out of this downtrend and make a push into the previous quarter range, our targets to the upside are between 65 to 73 cents in the short term. If we can actually start to hold above this area and get above this yearly VWAP of 64 cents, then we do have another target here around 85 cents. And eventually bigger targets, bigger time frames would be 121 to 131, which we have not been up in over the dollar time frame, over the dollar price range since January of 2025. It's been a very long time, almost 12 whole months since we've been at over $1 for Fetch AI. But if we can start holding this yearly VWAP, then yes, we definitely have a chance. But right now, local targets, even in this little, if we have a mini altcoin season, mini altcoin rally here in the short term, short to midterm, targets are between 65 to 73 cents for Fetch AI. appreciate everybody smashing those likes. Conflux pumping 19% out of nowhere today. What's going on over there? Appreciate all you guys smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Let's get it, guys. Keep tapping those likes, baby. Let's go take a look at some headlines here, see what's really happening over on the news side of things. Yeah, past shutdowns have soared to over 96 to whatever. Let's talk about this real quick. U.S. government shutdowns ends, right? We are talking about the shutdown coming to an end here relatively soon. There's bills are being pushed to reopen the government, and pretty much what this whole thing is getting at is that in the past, Bitcoin surged 96% and 157% in similar resolutions in February of 2018 and January of 2019, which I do believe is possible. Now, I have been talking about it. I've been talking about it more in the Crypto Citadel than anything, but I do believe that Q1 of 2025 is going to be massive. And it's not just because the government's going to be opening back up. I think that for the most part here, Bitcoin is going to be chopping sideways, and Bitcoin has been chopping sideways, guys. It looks really ugly here on the 1 hour. It looks even uglier here on the daily. All right, we got a bunch of targets here. Let me clean this up. Let me clean this up here real quick. Nope, that didn't clean up as much as I thought it would. But let me just clean some of this stuff up here real quick. All right. Get rid of this. All right. Overall, Bitcoin has just been ranging here just since May, right? Since May, we've been at this $100,000 area to 111. Then by August, we went up to 124. We came down in September to 107, went back up to 126 in October, came back down in October to 103. Now in November, we've come back down to 99. So overall, structurally, we're still in the same place that we've been for a while now, right? For the last 6 months or so, still sitting in the same place. So I do believe that we have been ranging sideways for quite some time now. And I do believe that in the next Q1, everyone is expecting a massive bear market to begin in Q1. And I think that the fact that we're chopping sideways, we might have a little bit of an altcoin season here in, a little mini altcoin rally. I don't even want to really call it a season. Little mini altcoin rally here between November and December time. I do believe that Q1 of 2025 is going to be massive and most likely to the upside. Now, am I going to tell you exactly why I think that? Not just yet. That's a little bit of extra secret sauce for the Crypto Citadel members on why I think we're going to be running for a major. What the heck is this? Where's my tab? Here we go. Why I think we're going to keep running in Q1. It's not going to be January 1st blast off time, but it is going to be a very interesting time in the market for sure in Q1, as people are going to be expecting major bearish momentum, and we're actually going to probably get very bullish momentum in Q1. Let's jump on over here to the headlines again. Let's see what else we got going on for the latest news right now. Edge and Node joined. No big deal there. Let's see here. There was something over here in finance that was a little bit more interesting. Yeah, Trump is warning about the $3 trillion refund as the Supreme Court reviews incorrect tariff figures. We're talking about having tariffs, right, making a bunch of money, and then now he's using that to give away some money, giving away some stimmy checks for about $2,000 or so. There's a lot of liquidity coming into the market, which is going to be exciting, and people are getting very, very excited about it. Where was it that I actually tweeted about this? Yeah, right here. So, with the $3 trillion being given back, and if the Congress says, hey, it's illegal, yada, yada, it's going to be a little bit of a poop show. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a little bit of a poop show for sure. There was another tweet that I wanted to show you guys. Where is it? I can't find it right now. It's okay. No big deal. We'll circle back to that later. Let's jump back here into the chat. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Make sure everybody is smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Make sure you guys are all doing well and dropping those altcoins in there. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Going to drop back down again. Dropping back down. Biddy just chopping it up over here right now. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. Still looking for this 102 to 101.9 here for the later part of the day. Potentially maybe tomorrow as well, if we just continue chopping sideways here today for the good old Bitcoin. So right now, right, people are getting excited about altcoins running. So altcoins have been having a nice rally here, right? So let's talk about this. Are we in altcoin season? Are we not in altcoin season? Guys, what determines an altcoin season? It's three simple facts. Three simple things that have to happen to have a real altcoin season. Now, we can have altcoin pumps like we're experiencing right now, but I don't believe what we're experiencing is an altcoin season. And here's why. First off, Bitcoin is nowhere near all-time highs, right? Bitcoin is in a very bearish trend right now overall since we topped at 126. So Bitcoin is not very bullish at all right now. Structurally, we're not bearish and like, hey, we're entering bear market, but we are having some retest of this 100K to potentially 97K happening here, which is not overall great for bullish sentiment. Second of all, Bitcoin is trending sideways. You can say, you can make the argument, we're chopping sideways, but we're chopping sideways at some big local lows here. Normally, we want to see Bitcoin chopping sideways at some local highs, right? Above some all-time highs or very near those all-time highs to get the bullish sentiment going. And then you want to see the Bitcoin dominance dropping. We don't have the Bitcoin dominance dropping. We don't have Bitcoin chopping up or breaking through new all-time highs or chopping sideways near these highs. So we really don't have any of the ingredients that would lead to an altcoin rally. What we're experiencing right now is just a random altcoin rally that is coming out from a few sectors, right? Mostly out of privacy coins. I've been seeing some, big headlines, being some big whales pushing the narrative for privacy coins. Zcash really sparked that interest. Altcoins overall were smashed to oblivion, right? After the liquidation at October 10th, altcoins were down massively. Altcoins have been getting destroyed all of 2025. So having a little bit of a bounce here is nice, but it's not an altcoin season. I mean, even if things are up, like Fetch is up 72% this week, it's still down 75% this year, guys. It's still down 75% this year. Filecoin up 68% on the week, down 43% on the year, right? Still massively down, nowhere near all-time highs or even just the local yearly highs. So the Bitcoin dominance needs to truly come down, and Bitcoin needs to create some bullish sentiment to really have a true altcoin season. Uniswap pumped 77%. Why? Well, because their project had a proposal to burning some liquidity and doing some stuff to change the game on how the governance token for Uniswap works, which made investors really bullish, and we had a nice little rally to the upside. But that's it, guys. There's not any real altcoin season. I would not be just blindly throwing a dart at any altcoin right now and expect some type of major rally. Yes, we can get some nice little price swings, which as a day trader are always great, but I'd be very, very careful thinking that we're entering some major altcoin season and I'm just going to be putting all my money into alts right now, expecting all-time highs. I do not expect all-time highs for the grand majority of any altcoin by the end of this year. I do expect altcoins to have a larger chance of running higher up in 2026, later into quarter one of 2026 to be exact. Let's keep on smashing through the likes here. I appreciate everybody in here. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see what the chat is saying. Somebody wants to check out Shiba Inu. So Shiba Inu, guys, right? One of the big OG meme coins, down 62% this year, down up 9.7% this week. Meme coins are dead, guys. Meme coins are dead. And can there be another meme coin frenzy at some point in time in the future? Absolutely. But what we used to know as meme coins, right? Meme coins used to be community coins. They were almost like NFT projects back in the day where somebody would launch a meme coin. They would come rarely. From time to time, there would be these little mini meme coin seasons where a few meme coins will be created. The grand majority will go away, but a few would stick around, like Pepe, like Shiba, like Floki, right? They would stick around, and people would actually build a community around that coin, and people would actually belong to that community and stay along with the project because they actually had a community behind it. But meme coins no longer have communities. Meme coins come and go and they're over because everybody's in the trenches trying to find the next 100x, the next 1000x, because there's hundreds of thousands of meme coins being created every single second, and they're all garbage. They're all garbage. And that process right there, pump.fun, you can thank them. Pump.fun has destroyed the meme coin ecosystem of meme coin communities. Meme coin communities don't exist anymore. Everybody is just out there to try to make a quick buck and get right back out. There is no meme coin community. Doesn't matter how great the project is. Doesn't matter how great the memes are. It won't last more than a few weeks and then it's over. The days of Pepe, the days of Shiba Inu, the days of Floki, the days of all those OG meme coins having true communities standing behind them for the long run are long gone. And a lot of people might not agree with that. A lot of people might not believe that, but that's just the hardcore reality that those meme coin communities are gone. So it just is what it is, guys. You guys got to just roll with the punches. This is a live stream, by the way. I am literally talking to the people that are putting in to the chat, Brindo. So yes, this is a live stream. Stop complaining, my people. Aster here up 20% this week. Let's see. Caspa up 16% this week. Woohoo, finally. Caspa has been a huge letdown overall and has not been performing at all. Litecoin holding above $100 here. Very good for Litecoin to hold above $100. There's a lot of potential for Litecoin to really start making some big moves to the upside. Ondo up 14%, still down 20% on the year, 17% on the month. Yeah, Ondo, man, very bullish, but has not been doing a lot of price action. The price action has not been reflecting the bullishness coming out of it. Chainlink's another one. Lots of great things have been coming out for Chainlink, still sitting at $15.83. Price action is not catching up to the fundamentals being built on these altcoins, which is one of the reasons why, technical analysis is great when it comes to these altcoins. No matter how great the technology is, and eventually, yes, you might catch a pump, the reality is that most of these altcoins the fundamentals don't really affect them as much sometimes, right? Yes, like we had Uniswap yesterday pump out of nowhere. Oh, Crusader, the fundamentals do work. Yes, but is that rally going to last? We shall see. It most likely will not unless the market continues propping it up. But the fundamentals alone of one individual project does not prop one project up above the market trend overall. If the market trend is down, the grand majority of altcoins that have any fundamental bullishness come out of nowhere will fade away pretty quickly and come right back down. So, what benefit does it have to have a great fundamental backing of an altcoin and then the altcoin price never actually reflects it? So just keep that in the back of your mind. What do I think about ZBCN? Let me go see. I haven't looked at that altcoin in a second. In a hot minute. Let's go take a look at it. Where are you? So right now, ZEC is holding above the yearly VWAP here around 0.0027, which is good. It is below the quarterly VWAP though of 0.004. So we definitely need to get above that area to start moving up higher. Let me get rid of these targets here. All these targets have been hit. Gotta get rid of this. Get some more range data here. Let's get quarter 3. Come on, July 1st. All the way to the end of September. So we're pretty much within the previous quarter, right? Quarter 3's range overall. We need to get above the quarterly VWAP, like I said, at 0.004 to start making a run for the value area high of its quarter 3 range. Once we can break above 0.0046, then we might have a chance of running for this 0.006 target all the way up here. Outside of that, we're just going to continue to keep ranging. If we lose the yearly VWAP for any chance at 0.0027, do expect a drop down to 0.0018 to 0.0011 for ZEC. I don't know what the heck you're talking about. Purchase declined. I don't know what you're referring to. Don't buy any NFTs, guys. Crusader old. What about it? Am I old? Yeah, I'm old. What about it? Hold Bitcoin at any cost? Yes and no. That's a great question, right? So the holding of Bitcoin at any cost, diamond hands, baby. So I am writing an ebook that I'm going to be giving out for free for the people that are interested in that. There's going to be an email sign up sheet that you're going to be able to sign up so you can get the book emailed to you when it's ready. It's almost done. It's gone through a few revisions. And I talk about my journey as an investor since 2013 all the way to where we are now, right? Everything I've learned along the ways, going from diamond hands and, all this idealism in Bitcoin to the reality of what being an investor really means and putting all those emotions aside. And as a day trader, yes, Bitcoin overall in the long term is great. It is fantastic. But it doesn't mean, right, I don't agree with the buy every dip aspect of dollar cost averaging on Bitcoin. Why? That's only available for people that have an endless amount of money like MicroStrategy, right? Like Michael Saylor. Those type of people can do it. But for the average Joes, like you, like me, right, you can't buy every dip. You will run out of capital. You will run out of capital at some point in time. And it's just better to wait for strategic buys. The market, right, will have pullbacks. And if you're analyzing the data, it is way better to wait for a pullback to 100,000 or 97,000 to buy some Bitcoin than to be buying Bitcoin at 126,000, right? When we're at all-time highs in October, wasn't a great time to be buying. It was not a great time to be buying. And then, we dropped down to 114, buy the dip. Why would you? We dipped again and we continued dipping and dipping and we've dumped all the way down to 98,000 just like a week ago. So why just buy every single dip when you can buy the strategic dips if you're analyzing data? So yes, I do believe in accumulating Bitcoin for the long term, but I do also believe that there are certain times you should be buying and certain times that you should not be buying. Doesn't matter how great Bitcoin is, you should wait for the strategic buys. I understand it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. Some people are just coming into Bitcoin right now, just starting to see Bitcoin at 103, and it doesn't really make much of a difference between 103 and 97,000, right? It just doesn't really make that much of a difference at that point in time if you're just getting started. But overall, at some point, you're going to build a bottom. You're going to build a fundamental level, right? And if you are just getting started today and your fundamental bottom is around 100K, let's talk about 3 to 4 years down the line, right, where Bitcoin is potentially around 200,000 or higher. Are you really going to be interested in buying a 200K Bitcoin, or you would be a lot more interested in buying $150,000 Bitcoin, right? That's where the strategy comes in. I understand that at some point, everybody's got to buy high when you're brand new. When you're brand new, you're most likely always going to buy somewhere near the top. You know, it's just price action. Are we going to see a 50K Bitcoin realistically anytime soon? Probably not. Is there a potential for a 50K Bitcoin? Yes, there definitely is a potential for 50K Bitcoin. It's just not there yet. A lot of people are calling for 50K Bitcoin already. I just saw a few headlines earlier today. Experts are looking for 50K Bitcoin. It's like, guys, we're not going to 50K anytime soon. Bear market inbound again with Crusader. Sack Nasty, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. I don't think we're going into a bear market, guys. I don't think we're going into a bear market just yet. Has Bitcoin topped for a while? Yes. It's going to be a few weeks here, a few months before we hit a new all-time high. But I do not believe we're going into a bear market just yet. Like I said earlier, Bitcoin structurally has not broken anything. All the structure remains the same, right? All the structure remains exactly the same, which is all just range bound here above 100,000, just range bound above 100,000. Look at all this price volume of above 100,000, right? We start losing this area, we start losing 96,000, then we can start talking about a lower drop into the potential 80s, right? Which we do have targets for sure. Where are they? So we have 88 and 84,000 down here, and then we have a few more targets down here around 67,000 and things of that nature. But for now, there's no reason to be looking for that or expecting that to happen anytime soon. So I don't think bear market is here yet. I think Q1 of 2026 is going to be a lot more bullish than people expect it to be. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Let's let's make sure you guys are hitting subscribe, staying up to date here with the channel. If you haven't already joined the Crypto Citadel, my private trading community, definitely do so. This is the month to try it out. It is 75% off with the code Black Friday 25, 75% off your first month to try it out and get a taste of it. See if you like it or not. If you don't like it, guys, what did you lose? You lost 40 bucks. You invested 40 bucks to try something new. Most of you guys are gambling hundreds of dollars, even thousands of dollars on these altcoins, completely going blind on high leverage longs or shorts and getting wrecked. And if you're not willing to invest 40 bucks into your own education to become a better trader, a better investor, then sorry, but you're just not going to make it. And that's okay. I don't want everybody in the Crypto Citadel. I only want the people that are disciplined, the people that are ready to learn, the people that are willing to make the changes that are required to become a profitable investor and trader in this space, guys. Like always, I'm Blockchain Crusader, Crusading through these blockchains, and I'll see you in the Crypto Citadel. See ya.